Give them hell!
Good morning, ladies and gents. So here it is, a prediction video for Season 16 for Conquerors Blade. Now, before I get into this is a prediction video. There is no evidence, there is no kind of stuff that I have seen leaked at all this season. There is no kind of backing for any of this that I'm about to tell you. However, a couple of predictions that I think may possibly be coming from actual feedback that has been about in the community for the last couple of years. Plus, as well, I think the game is at a stage now where it needs some serious saving in terms of the player base, and there's only a couple of things that I think personally could do that. Before we get into the predictions though, Season 15 is very quickly coming to an end. We had the last TW last night, and it is now only going to be another week or two off season. I believe the next season, season 16 will be starting before June, so I reckon a few weeks and we will be straight into season 16. At no point, or so far has there been at no point, any teasers, any hype, anything from the devs booming or my games about the new season, which is really strange. We usually have something by about now, so I expect we will be getting stuff probably this week, even in the terms of kind of teasers like they have done it previously. So the player base, I think, has significantly declined. This season was the only season I've genuinely been worried for the game in its future. I really do think there is still a future in the game, but it really needs some good kind of content to come into the game to freshen up the game and to bring back that player base. A couple of things I think that could do it. I think the first thing is they need to have a proper overhaul of the world map, the territory war system and everything like that. I think that needs a lot of work, and it needs a lot of kind of looking at to actually bring that back into line with what people want. I think alliances in terms of the houses need looking at. I think with the current player base, I think 3 house alliances are just too many. Put a suggestion in the official Discord about this a few weeks ago. I think there's a few things actually outside of the sieges and outside of the fights that actually need looking at, and I'm sure most of you will probably agree with that as well. Now, Season 16 predictions. As ever, we all want a Japanese season. Still don't think that's going to be happening, so that's probably off the card straight away. Although I do think that would bring a lot of people back into the game, but I don't see it happening personally. I think personally, it could be Egyptians. So obviously, with the chariots, archers, all the rest of it, actually. A lot of people I have seen in the past couple of years actually asking for Egyptian kind of culture. It's one of those main cultures that's still missing in the game, and I think it would sit in quite well with the Persian assassins and all that kind of culture. Obviously, I think we will be getting a more Western kind of Middle Eastern kind of season, possibly this kind of time, because we've just had the Eastern season, so I think we're probably going to be going more Western. So Egyptians, yeah, I can see that kind of filling kind of the hole and just kind of bringing something with it. Again, there's nothing kind of substantial. There's no evidence for any of this. This is just literal grasps at thin air as to what we could be getting. But knowing what people have been asking for over the last couple of years, Egyptians has been one of those higher ones, obviously, along with Japanese and samurai. I personally think, and some of you clever clogs would have probably noticed the thumbnail already, but I think personally one of the few things that could save this game right now at the stage it is currently at is a pirate season. I think bringing a pirate season in and using the boats in Anadolu and really focusing on that region and actually showcasing off the game in terms of some new maps, in terms of boat battles and things like that, fighting on the boats. So any of you that played the old Dynasty Warriors games where they had the Battle with Chibi actually on the chained up boats and everything, I could see them doing something similar to that in Conquerors Blade, obviously just with a surrounding border of water, which obviously if you fall into you die. I think that would work really well, and it would bring a real freshness into the game in terms of units, culture and actual kind of game kind of mechanics out in the open world. And it would really kind of give them not an excuse, but it would really give them a reason to change the open world outside. If you brought a pirate faction or pirate culture into the game, then you could look at having actually like normal territory war rules don't apply, that kind of thing, and actually changing it up massively. I personally would love to see a pirate season. I think it is one of the very few things that could actually save the game currently as it stands. Obviously, with a pirate season, you've got boats, you've got different kinds of units and different kinds of like people and stuff that obviously they would be able to make units and things out of, and possibly as well, because we have seen it kind of leaked in the past, but not for a long time, but a additional kind of either hero class or secondary weapons. Now, there was a teaser. I will try and find the picture that I did have before for this. If I did, then it is being flashed up in the video right now. But there was a teaser that was floating about years and years ago where actually heroes were going to have a secondary weapon, and bringing or having a pirate season would actually bring that into the game very well as well. That would be a real fantastic thing to see, and I think genuinely that will have a similar effect to what Season 7 did when it brought a lot of new players and older players back into the game as well. I think Pirates is one of the very few things that could possibly do that at this stage. Again, no evidence, no substantial kind of leaks or anything like that at all have been kind of coming out recently for the next season, so I am as clueless as everybody else. However, what do you think it is? What do you think would save the game currently? What do you want as well? What kind of things do you want? Not just in terms of cultures, but in terms of actually game mechanics, changes to the game. What do you think which things need fixing to really bring the game back into kind of the public eye and everything like that? Obviously, the Maul, the Yin-Yodo or the Yu-Gi-Oh! Cav and the monks are going to be getting nerfed soon. I'm going to be making a separate video on that this week. So please don't mention those because we know those are coming. What other things do you think could possibly save the game though? Thank you very much for watching though, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, all that lovely fan doobie-tastic stuff. And I hope to catch you out on the battlefield.